Hi guys, my name is Jazz and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, I discuss everything fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. Today I figured I would do something a little different. I feel like a get to know me, sit down, relax video. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, do follow me. I'm Brown Girl Beauty NYC on there. But I want to say 2 weeks ago I asked you guys to ask me questions and things that you wanted to know about me. I did this video when I feel like when I got monetized, which was like a year and a half ago, and a lot has changed since then. So I figured I would do like an update, sit down, answer you guys questions. My room is like an entire mess, but sit down, answer some of you guys questions, and just like chit chat. It's been a while, so if you want to get to know me, I guess, some more, then stay tuned. Hi guys, so I'm sitting down, drinking some coffee. I'm not sure if you guys have ever been to Levain Bakery in New York City, but they had like this chocolate chip cookie that they're like world known for. And I just had some of that, so I'm kind of getting it out I just need some sugar. I wanted to amp myself up and, you know, have fun with this. Because last time I did this, it was like probably the best video I recorded. So I was like, you know what? Let's do this again. So I got all my questions in my phone. But I know a lot of you guys are new here, so let me just introduce myself first off before we get into all the questions. My name is Jazz. Jasmine is my full name. I started blogging, I want to say like this February, January will be 4 years, like 4 years. And I can't believe, honestly, like I'm a Gemini and like my whole life I never stuck to one thing. If I like something, I'll do it for like a few months, and then I kind of like, I never stayed consistent doing anything like as far as hobbies. So the fact that I've been doing this for 4 years, I'm super proud of myself. It's went by super fast. And one thing I'll probably keep repeating to you guys like throughout these videos, if you've been thinking about doing something, blogging, YouTubing, whatever, TikToking, whatever you want to call it, just start. You'll grow so much will happen in a short period of time. And it's cool to see yourself win and actually like to see where I was from like my first video to now. And like I never thought that I would do anything on camera. I was super shy kid, like barely talked, had no friends. I still have not a lot of friends. I have my one best friend that I've known since I was 10 years old. But I was never like the extrovert. So if you would have told me probably as like a young teenager that I'll be like on YouTube talking like this, I'll be like, you've lost your mind. But here I am. It's about to be 4 years. I started at first with my blog. It's called thebrownGirlBeautyGuide.com. It's still up. I'll show it here. I'll be honest, like when I started, it was like, you know, you should have your own website, which I still recommend. Like if you want to get into this, whether YouTube or TikTok or just want to have Instagram, I do recommend having your own website. So I started with that, but I'll be honest, like I enjoy like talking and being on camera more than I do writing. That's probably why I haven't updated it. I will update it because sometimes I do miss it, but everything these days is like video, talking, and like I just feel like I don't have the bandwidth to do my blog as well. But it is up. It has a lot of great information on there. I started doing that with just beauty, like skincare reviews, new product lines and things like that. And then I was like, you know, the fashion, I want to get into the fashion and like the things I wear. And I went to FIT. I graduated from FIT in like 2011. I'm showing my age. I'm 35. But I've always been into that. And then I started taking pictures with one of my friends who's now my boyfriend. I'll get into that later. But he started taking my pictures, and that's how I got into kind of like the whole fashion aspect of the blog. And then I want to say 2 years ago, I wanted to start YouTube right before COVID. I was like, oh, I want to get into more videos because I was doing IGTV then, and then here I am now. 2 years later, I think this is probably like my almost like 200th like upload. So here I am. I just started with a blog. Instagram was like doing a different thing back then. It was just about pictures. Now it's all about video. Who knows where this will be next year, but that's kind of how I got started. And that's kind of like a little bit of backstory. I grew up in New York City, grew up in the Bronx. I live in New York City now, but I lived in the Poconos for about 10 years, went to high school there. In the Poconos, if you're not familiar, it's like wilderness, trees, mountains. A lot of people go there now for like vacation, the Kalaharis. and like Great Wolf, things like that. But I lived up there when there was absolutely nothing. We would have to drive like 40 minutes to get to a Red Lobster. Luckily, it's more built up now, but I went to high school there. It was like a very culture shock, you know, growing up there, because I came from the city, like taking like the city bus, like the MTA to high school, to going to taking the cheese bus. So that was like a big transition for me. But then after that, I moved to college, went to FIT. I actually went to ESU first, went to FIT for marketing, and I ended up in like retail, had a retail career like my entire life. And now what am I doing? Now, like, I'm a practice manager of like a surgical practice. It's super, super busy. And my last get to know me video, like I think I was an assistant then, and like since then in April I got promoted. So now I'm like the big boss, and I'm like, this is a lot. But that's a little backstory. So let's get into the questions. But if you guys want me to dig deeper into anything, be sure to leave me a comment down below. Introduce yourselves. I respond to like every comment. I consider you guys my family. So if you leave a comment, I always respond. So I love that. Again, follow me on Instagram, Brown Girl Beauty NYC on there. So that's a little backstory, but you know, it's been a while. And I'm like, 4 years is not super long, but like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, that is like a long time. So I'm proud of myself. Give me a pat on the back. But the first question was, who am I? Not who am I, but how long I've been doing vlogging for. So it's been 4 years. I started with a little point and shoot camera. Literally in like the next bedroom that I have a spare bedroom. I would take like a poster board, tape it on the wall. If I could find some pictures, I'm gonna put them up here, but I will hold the picture board like on my back and take pictures of my makeup. Literally with a point and shoot camera that I paid like $200, $300 for, because that was like my first like vlogging equipment. So I got that, and then I would just take pictures and then just like do my little review on my blog, and that was what I started out with. No camera, no photo shoot. I think then I had an iPhone 7, so that point and shoot was my life. And then everybody was like, oh, you gotta get into videos. That was like the new thing, videos, videos, videos. And then I just started with IGTVs and just doing little quick snippet videos on Instagram. And now I'm on YouTube. The next question I got was, ooh, sorry guys, it was like that living cookie. But are you an influencer full time? No, I am not. I would love to be. That's of course like a dream of mine. I would love to do that, but I'm in no rush to do that. So I have a full-time job. Like I said before, I'm a practice manager of a practice. It's pretty much a huge practice, like a multi-million-dollar business. I manage about like 30 employees, including doctors, 2 locations. So it's super busy. I cannot do this full-time. I don't even know how I'm managing to do this and a job. Honestly, it's so hard. It is so hard, and I don't think people speak about it enough. Balancing a job, whether you have a career you love, I won't say like I'm super passionate about my job, but I do great at my job, but it's very, very hard to balance both. And sometimes like I just be like, I don't even know how I do all of this. At one point on YouTube, I was uploading 2 videos a week and working full time, going to the gym, and I got completely burnt out. It was very, very hard. So now I'm just doing like 1 video a week in like reels. Sometimes I do a bonus video on Thursdays, but it's very, very hard to manage. So anybody out there who's doing both, kudos to you, because it is not easy. So no, I'm not a full-time influencer. I hope to be one, but I'm in no rush, because you know, with growing a community that's genuine, and when you put in the work, it takes a long time to build that, and I'm fine with that. Like, I don't need to grow super fast to quit my job, because I think people say that a lot, especially you go on TikTok and it's like, oh, how I, you know, grew my following in 30 days and quit my job. Like, that's great, but I like having benefits. I like, you know, having money in my pocket and being able to do this and actually enjoying it. So hopefully one day, but as of right now, no. A full-time job and trying to be a part-time influencer / full-time influencer. That's what I'm currently doing. The next question is what motivates you to keep making videos? Honestly, you know how somebody, of course I'm passionate about, you know, creating content and beauty and fashion and talking about the things that I love, but sometimes like I think it's embedded in me, even with like working out. Like once you do something for 30 days, it becomes a habit. So now like it's like a second thought. Like if I don't create something, like it's just in my mind all the time. Like, okay, what am I gonna do? Like, oh, I would love to talk about that on my YouTube, or oh, I want to talk about that on Instagram. It's like second nature. So keeping me motivated, of course, is my community, and just kind of being consistent to my growth and, you know, overall my goals and what I want to achieve. Like I feel like, so I keep myself, I'm very self-motivated. So I guess me being excited about my goals and just showing up for you guys is what motivates me and keeps me going. Somebody asked me what's my go-to cocktail. And I'm like, oh shoot. So I've been into lately Tito's vodka and pineapple. That's been my favorite drink. It's very smooth. If you guys go out for drinks, you know, check that one out. It's a simple drink, especially if you don't want to do, sometimes like if you go out, especially in the city, you get this cool like $15 like cocktail and it does nothing for you. You don't get a buzz. This will always give you a buzz, and it's sweet enough but not too sweet, and Tito's vodka is very, very smooth. If it's not Tito's and pineapple, then usually I like a Moscow Mule. Something, I like sweet and like kind of tart. So I usually go for one of those two, but the Tito's and pineapple is my my go-to right now. Someone asked me, when did you decide to take the leap and launch your blog? I think I explained that earlier, so I don't want to repeat myself all over again, but I decided to do it 3.5 years ago. I just needed at the time, and I know many of you probably feel like this, like I was working at Sephora and I enjoyed my job. I love my job there, but I just felt like I needed like something else. Like just getting up and going to work and going home and getting up and going to work just was not enough. It just wasn't enough. Like honestly, like I needed something else outside of my 9 to 5 that I was passionate about, you know, that I cared about, that motivated me. So I was like, you know, and you know how when they say like God always puts something in your mind, and if you can't forget about it, then you need to explore it. Like I always wanted to start a blog, and I would always see, I had a friend at the time who was into it, and I was like, oh, I want to start one. Oh, I want to start one. And then I'm like, oh, I can't do it. And I just forget about it. And then like I'll think about it again, like, oh, I want to start a blog. I want to do it. Like I want to start a blog. And I just finally was like, you know what? Start your blog. Just do it. And I'm glad I did. And now I'm here. So someone asked what's next for me and like my YouTube blog journey, and to be quite frank, I really don't know. I think right now for me it's just showing up and being consistent and, you know, posting regularly and just building community engagement. I know like in the future, me and my bestie, we want to start a podcast. But I literally cannot have another thing on my plate right now. Like, I think my head might, like, blow up. Like, if I add something else, like, on everything that I'm trying to do. I do know, like, this year I'm going to a few events in New York Fashion Week, which I'm super excited about. That's been something that's been on kind of like my wish list, like kind of something I wanted to do for a long time. It's like 1 or 2 events, but last year was none. So this year I'm super grateful to be going to something. Sorry guys, my card was full and then it just cut off, so I'm not sure where I ended up. But I think I was talking about what was next for me. So I answered that, but yeah, I'm just kind of just trying to go with the flow. I noticed too, like a few years ago when I probably wasn't at my happiest point, when I got so like into being like, oh, by this I have to have this, and by this I have to have this, like you just stress yourself out even more, and then you just don't have gratitude for where you are currently. So that's one thing I'm working on. I feel like I'm getting a lot better at, just enjoying where I'm at, whether it be my job. Like, okay, my job is sometimes whatever, but then it's like, if you're like, okay, I gotta get out, I gotta do something else, then you just kind of just never enjoy where you are. So right now I'm just enjoying where I am and enjoying this being going on 4 years. you know, to when I first started, and to kind of just keep going and just kind of maintaining my community and growing my platform and just relaxing, enjoying the fruits of it. That's it. Because like, you know what I mean? Like next, sometimes it just makes you crazy. It makes me crazy, gives me anxiety. So let's go on to the next question, because I feel like I could talk for like a really long time. So the next question is my relationship status, which has changed since my last video. So somebody asked if I was single. I'm not single anymore. I have a great boyfriend. He's amazing. He's supportive. Whatever you do, just make sure you have a partner who's supportive. He's so supportive of me and my career and my blog, and he's amazing. So that answers that. Someone asked me, do I ever experience the feeling of burnout? So I will say this, yes, the answer is yes. A few weeks ago, just to be like 100% candid, I just was feeling like so overwhelmed. So on my channel, I upload once a week, usually every Sunday, but on like my banner, it says Sundays and Thursdays. So I think I want to say probably in June, May or June, I was uploading 2 videos a week consistently. I was like on the fast track to really like growing my platform, and it was working. I'm not gonna lie, it was working. But when I tell you I was so freaking exhausted and burnt out from it, YouTube is different from probably, if you're like not familiar, it's different from any other platform. Of course, like with Instagram and pictures, it's a little bit different. You can kind of take your picture. TikTok, you kind of do your 30-second video and kind of just post it. You know what I mean? And that's it. With YouTube, you have to think of your content, you gotta research your content, you gotta record your content. Once you record all your content, you have to edit this content. I do not have an editor. Editors are super expensive, and if you're new to this, you know, you are everything. I'm the editor, the model, I write the scripts, and I edit the content. So with doing that, I just was like burnt out, and you know, sometimes when you're overworking and you're burnt out, it just is not, your work doesn't become enjoyable anymore. You're just like, oh, I don't want to do a video. Oh, I have to edit it. So I didn't do that anymore. And I've kind of been consistently just uploading once a week, just because with the bandwidth of work that it takes to just show up for this platform, it's just so much. And honestly, I can't do it. But last month, I was feeling, I think 2 weeks ago, I told you guys I didn't upload. I was just feeling super, super tired. And my body, like, I wanted to get up and record. My body was like, no, girl, sit down. Didn't feel well. Ended up getting COVID. And I even hate to say that, but I ended up getting COVID and was down for like a week. Like, God was like, literally like, sit down and rest. So I just kind of been trying to just slow down and just like do what I can and just let go of the rest. But like, the hard worker in me is like, okay, I gotta post. Oh, okay, I gotta do a YouTube video. I have to do this, I have to do that. And all of this stuff can really, it can take you out. Like, it can take you out the game. So my advice is, if you're like me and just want to work hard and post, like, just take your time. Your followers will be there, and just do what you can with the time that you have, because it's not worth getting sick. It's just not worth any of that. And I'm trying to work on too, like, just getting more organized, because it's just, the more organized you are, the less burnt out you will be. But when you're waiting to the last minute to like upload and edit, you can go crazy and honestly overwhelm yourself. So I'm just trying to plan that better. And then the last question, I have a lot of questions, but overall was kind of like, I feel like I answered everything when I did my intro. But the last question was, what advice would I give to someone starting out in their influencer journey? And again, not to sound redundant, but it would be just to start. Like, just start with what you have. If you have an iPhone, just start with that. If you have a point and shoot, just start with that. I think so many people, and even myself, like, we take in so much content, and a lot of times, even like on TikTok or on Instagram, it's like, oh, how to go viral, or how to, you know, get 100,000 followers in 30 days. And it's just, it's not real life. Just start with what you have. If you have 5 people, that's 5 people who join your community. If you have 100 people, that's 100 people in your community. I started with like nothing and grew my Instagram from scratch to having 0 followers, and I built my community, and they come along with me. It's not about the followers, it's about enjoying what you do and just showing up. So show up for yourself, be consistent, and don't worry about all like the vanity metrics and stuff. If you have 10 followers, those are 10 people who are waiting for you to post. So just start and don't worry about the numbers. Just have fun with what you're posting and just be genuine and just be yourself. But yeah, that is me. And my get to know me part 2. I didn't want to make it super long, and I probably will do these a little bit more often. Maybe I'll go live. Let me know if you guys want me to go live. I think that'll be fun. But say hi to me in the comments, introduce yourselves, let me know where you're from, what you do. If you just found me, hey. If you're loyal here, you've been here since the beginning, I thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, look forward to seeing content from Fashion Week. Yeah, and I'm gonna be here and consistent and show up for you guys as long as I'm healthy and well. But again, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you're new here, say hi in the comments. But again, be sure to like this video and subscribe. And until next time, guys, be safe and be well. Bye.